And hi again, everybody. Welcome to our Press Box Show. Doug Miles along with Ed Schneider. We're here at Lakewood Ranch High School tonight, where the Palmetto Tigers defeated the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs 33-19 in a District 7A-10 game. And it looks a little darker here, Eddie. We just had a little power outage as the game ends, so that's why it looks like we're doing a Halloween show. Yeah,
we're getting in the spirit a little bit early. As soon as the game was ended, not more than 30 seconds, everything went dark. We're running on emergency power back here behind us. And I'm here in the shadows trying to provide
Step in there, Eddie, so they can see you.
My analysis of tonight's game. And a wild game it was, Doug. Palmetto came out early and established a few things and just out to an early lead. But Lakewood Ranch battled back, trying to make a game of it. It was a game of turnovers, really, in the first half. And really the turnovers were the difference, costly ones for Lakewood Ranch, especially a punt that quarterback Chad Rex had a bad snap on from deep in his own territory, went over his head. He tried to pick it up at about his own 1 yard line, fumbled it, and Palmetto picked it up and jumped into the end zone with it for an easy touchdown. And Palmetto was up by a touchdown at that point. That's widened the lead, and it really never got closer than a 2-touchdown game after that, as Palmetto was able to control the game for the most part, even though Lakewood Ranch did some things to make it interesting.
Yeah, Palmetto defense really stifled quarterback Chad Rex of the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs tonight, really forcing him out of the pocket many times and not allowing him to really set to make any throws. And any throws he did make were either short passes or incomplete passes, and a couple of interceptions as well. Like you said, the two turnovers that really cost Lakewood Ranch were in the first quarter. A fumble that turned into a touchdown off the punt, and then an interception before that Josh Hicks capitalized on with a 4-yard touchdown run. That made it 14-0. And we saw Josh Hicks tonight, although not a great game for him, but an effective game for him, as Palmetto kind of mixed it up a little bit on their running game tonight. But a very impressive performance for the Tigers, as they now up their district record to 2-0. Lakewood Ranch now 2-1 in the district, so Palmetto really controlling their own destiny right now.
They sure are. They go home next week against Sarasota, and the Sailors are looking for their first win in the district, depending what they did tonight down in Northport. But that'll be 2 games in a row on the road for the Sailors, and they have to travel to Palmetto to try to get a district win. Palmetto controls their own destiny, as you mentioned. If they can beat Sarasota, they're assured of at least a tie for the district, and setting up their final game with Braden River the week after. So these next 2 games will tell the tale on who represents District 7, or District 10 rather, in the Class 7A Florida playoffs from our area here.
In a couple of weeks we'll have the Lakewood Ranch Sarasota game as one of our games of the week, so we'll let you know more about that next week. And next week we will be doing another district ball game from one of our favorite places, Southeast High School, as the Seminoles host the Hardy Wildcats in a district game. Always fun to go there, even though Southeast, we saw them earlier in the year kind of get run out of their own building by Braden River. They have won their district game so far, and that's the ones that count. So Paul Meckley has his team ready to go.
Well, they have dropped down in size. They're down to a Class 5A now. Yet they're still playing all the big boys, and if you're not at your best, that's going to take a toll on you. And I think that's somewhat what's happened this year, playing Manatee and Riverview and a lot of the bigger schools. And but playing schools in their own classification, the 5A class, they have a real opportunity with their skilled players that they have on that squad to come away with some victories. And I'm really looking forward to next week to see if they can step up and still salvage their season by coming away with a district playoff berth.
I'd like you to join us next Friday night live, 7:30 p.m. on our Ustream.tv broadcast, Southwest High School football game of the week. But the final score tonight from Lakewood Ranch High School, it's the Palmetto Tigers 33, the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs 19. For Ed Schneider, this is Doug Miles saying thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.
Hopefully with some light. Good night.